All right, you guys, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this segment of Play Fair Fridays. We were supposed to start at 4, but Black folks, our whole lineup was late except for one. So it's all good. They're going to slowly come in. We don't want to make you all wait any longer. So we wanted to go ahead and get this started. So right now on the line, I have Kent and Maurice. Ken, I'm gonna let you go ahead and start and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your organization and what you got going on.
Peace. Peace, everyone. Peace. I'm from the Kent outside. I'm originally from the west side of Chicago. Currently, down in space, Mississippi. And I'm the founder of the Plus Party. The Plus Party is a political revolutionary organization focused on the elevation and advancement of the people as a whole. And we're focused on many different things, man. Our main thing right now is the unification of everyone. We started early this year, January 2nd, after my baby brother was killed in Tulsa. I'm not sure if any of y'all have ever heard of the riot that went on in Mississippi State. But I had a cousin. My cousin was the first one to be killed, and then my baby brother was the second one to be killed in that riot. So in the action of that particular demonstration right there, I founded the Plus Party. The Plus Party was, it's one of the reasons why I said that I wanted to demonstrate with the brother. But we just dialogue back and forth, you know what I'm saying? But just wanted to break down a little bit more about who and what we are as the Plus Party and what we stand for. Most everything that we are all is political, and political revolutionary for solidarity of all leadership, mainly. You know what I'm saying? So, in a nutshell, that's what we are, as well as I'm a leader of one of the local communities down here in the state of Mississippi as well. So that's who I am in a nutshell right there. There's a lot more to me, but that's it right there. I'm happy to be on to it.
Cool. And Maurice, you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Maurice. I'm the second generation of the Black Panther Party. Which what we do is we'll continue on the legacy of the Black Panther Party. Out here in Dallas, Texas, we have people that actually carry on the legacy, which is the daughter of Skip Shockley, which is Nay. She had created the Skip Shockley Foundation, which that foundation creates programs for the people in Dallas, like they working on the community garden, where the people in South Dallas will get fresh fruits and vegetables. They got the youth entrepreneurship program. They also got the Skip Shockley free shoe program. They also be donating clothing, as well as different competitions. Also, they have a podcast called Dare to Speak. There's a sister in Memphis. She represented the Black Panther Party legacy as well with the Healing House. They do some wonderful things out there. So that's really, and also I'm the brand owner of Development Culture. That's a brand for the people. That brand is a way of how we be able to connect with the people, so we can support the people through the brand. That's really about all, really. And also, there's somebody else that's keeping the legacy alive in Jersey. She has an organization called Open. So these are the people that is really keeping the legacy of the Black Panther Party alive. by bringing back the survival programs that is serving the people mind, body, and soul. And with the type of programs, that's a good way to connect and to organize as well as to raise the consciousness of the people.
Gotcha.
And that is how we also do is by having a brand or a business where we can fund organizations that is really for the grassroots. That is what the party did too back in the early 70s. They started all the businesses, and they used those businesses for the free breakfast program, for the single cell testing and things like that. So we kind of go on that route, which is, having ownership.
Got you. I want to thank you too for coming on to the show today. So for those of you who are just tuning in, we're running late because the time zone differences, and I guess I wasn't clear on what time zone I was talking about. So in about the next 15 minutes to 5 o'clock, the rest of the people will be calling in. And also I have 2 in-studio guests coming in. And again, it was my fault not knowing that there was a Snapfinger Parkway and a Snapfinger Road. So one just came, he'll be coming in, and the other one is on his way. But I want to kind of go back a little bit and talk about what made me decide to do this podcast. But real quick, just joining us in the studio, we have Justin. You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Justin Trotter. I am a local next to nobody. I'm just glad to be here and be able to take in some of the perspective of whoever's out there listening, caring and share.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, everybody, by the way.
Right. Justin works with me at UPS, and he has one of them dope minds. So we get into these serious conversations, and I said, Justin, come on to this podcast, because once he, gets off of being nervous, I think he has a lot of brilliance to bring to the conversation. Just joining us in the studio, you want to introduce yourself?
What's going on, man?
I can't. Is his mic on?
I'm the BCF ambassador of Atlanta. I go by Charlie. I'm just here to tap in on a few subjects and just chill.
Now, and Charlie, I'm so glad you brought up BCF, because I talked about y'all to the Rolling 60s in California, to of course the growth and development movement in Chicago, to the Black Panthers and the Sunni Muslims we have online now. And every time I talk to you guys, are actually the example I use for what me and Kent are going to talk about today. So if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about BCF. I know all about y'all, but I want the world to hear about y'all.
BCF, I just recently joined probably about 6-7 months ago. Basically, I was talking to the leader, basically, who the organizer, the one who basically invented everything. And we just really had a strong bond. So with me being, tapped into a lot of things around Atlanta, I just know, a couple, Crips, the GDs as well. So we just all got together and, just put it to use. And as we was getting together, everything just really started unfolding, you know what I mean? So it was just like, okay, it was the right time, you know what I mean?
And your organization is the Bloods?
Yes.
Okay. Parus, got you. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here we go. Let's talk about why we're here. So for those of you who don't know me, you do know I'm a part of FAIR. You met me on OGKK's case,
yes,
and I tried to get KK to call in, but he's on lockdown for things happening in his prison. So he wasn't going to be able to join our conversation, but will be joining at 5 o'clock. I'm not sure if you ever got to meet him. And he's growth and development. Okay, so what started all this? I started working with FAIR a year ago, and I get all these cases from across the country from people who have either received an enhanced sentence or a wrongful conviction. I have about 30 enhanced sentences that got gang enhancements. Out of those 30, yeah, you can actually pull up. Sorry, you guys. Out of that 30, 7 of them are fighting very hard to prove that they're not in a gang. And I couldn't understand why, what did the prosecution have on them that makes them think that they're gang affiliated? If, for those of you who don't know, when you get a gang enhancement, you get as little as 5 years to 15 years added on to you, okay? And if we can get those knocked off, we can get these sentences down to the original sentence that the people deserve. So one of my guys, he got armed robbery. He stole the car ain't even much of nothing. There's no car that we'll cry about, but he got 25 years for it when he probably should have got 5 to 10 years. Okay. So Iz and I always get into these conversations about the Constitution of the United States, and you have the right to affiliate and organize, even if people don't agree with what you're organizing for, as long as you're not committing crimes with that organization. As you know, BCF stood in front of the Klan several times. Plenty of times. But what happens when the Klan comes to Atlanta? They bring the Army, the National Guard out, they get the police to protect them. And on the news, they're always saying they have a right to affiliate, they're not bothering anybody. You know, as long as they're not lynching or doing anything wrong, they have a right to meet at Stone Mountain Park and have their rally. But what happened if the Bloods or the Crips or the GDs or BCF meet at Gresham Park for a barbecue?
9 times out of 10, we get shut down.
It's going to get shut down.
Exactly.
And you're not even, I know at one point before Cake and them got locked up, the GDs had a party at Gresham Park for somebody's birthday, and the police came and shut it down. Now, a child's birthday is not meeting up because we don't like this gang or whatever. They're just celebrating. But when it comes to anything Black, it gets shut down. And that's why on the phone now we have a Black Panther, because they're not excluded from this. We have a Muslim because they're not excluded from this. I invited this conversation out to Hebrew Israelites. Luckily, is GD and Hebrew Israelite, so he can speak on both worlds. But I reached out as far as I could to get everybody's take on it. We all agree that you guys should have the right, but we're going to tap in today when the other cities and states start chopping in on the why. Justin, are you ready for me to tap into your brain a little bit?
Yeah.
With you not being affiliated with any organization, and me knowing you personally, you're most likely just a Christian, a regular working man. How do you feel about anything?
I guess I couldn't even say I'm not affiliated in the sense of like, I'm not down, like connected to nobody, long or strong, and like that. But I got family everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I love everybody. Facts. You know what I'm saying? I guess first off, I apologize for a bit of modesty in my introduction, because I didn't say much about my faith or whatever like that. But that is everything. You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, what I find myself as being like a Jesus follower, I still find myself being an outcast. Because there is no organized religion that I know of, many churches that I know of, that I really feel like Christ is present, or the Spirit of Christ is winning. You know what I'm saying? So to say that is to say that I identify more with people outside of the social norm, you know what I'm saying, norms or whatever like that, aka outcasts. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the OGs.
Hold on 1 second. What are you saying on the line? I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to tell me. Oh, okay, they couldn't hear you. Is this microphone on? No, they couldn't hear him. They're listening in while they're talking.
Okay.
We can hear him, but he's talking about on the radio. They couldn't hear him. They're listening on the radio while we're talking.
To anybody who couldn't hear me, I apologize. It's my first time. I'm definitely being nervous, just humbled by the whole idea that it's worth picking my brain. But honestly, God is good in the sense of I feel like I got a bit of truth from what I was given from my family, my background, and what I experienced growing up in College Park. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I found myself to be more of an outcast than to be easily accepted, or to feel like I could be honest in these places where they say they were supposed to love you. Jesus is, God is this and that, you know what I'm saying? It's all love, but at the same time, ain't nobody comfortable to be themselves. And being real wasn't welcome. You know what I'm saying? So when I find truth, you know what I'm saying, God to me, the truth is God. All truth is God's truth. So whenever I hear truth, whether it's from Future, whether it's from Wayne, whether it's from Ravi Zacharias, whether it's from Andy Stanley, you know what I'm saying, truth is truth, but I'm gonna eat that mug up because I love it. You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing I go by. One, you know, what's the saying? No man is your friend, no man is your enemy. Every man is a teacher.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's always something you can learn from
Everybody.
I'm talking about when you learn what to do or what not to do. You know what I'm saying? Every life has reason. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinks they're making the best decisions, and they'll tell you, you know, and you can judge for yourself based on where you see them and how they, you know, how you identify with them. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to be more like them and embrace their ideas, or whether you stray from that and you know, to learn what not to do.
Let's tap into that for a moment, Justin, on what you were just saying, everybody's truth. So, question, you know, being, you know, as time goes on, we're gonna have some street organizations, some other ones tap in. Do you feel the Ku Klux Klan, the white nationalists, the neo-Nazis, do you feel they have a right to believe what they believe?
A right? What are you talking about, constitutionally?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can believe whatever you want to, but you can't force your will on nobody. So the idea that you're saying we can believe what we want to, yes, free country, believe what you want to, but your beliefs and their outworkings are two different things.
Okay, stop right there. Now that's how they feel about the street organizations, and I want you guys to understand that. The same thing you just said about the white nationalists, the neo-Nazis, the Aryan Brotherhood, whoever. When a crime is committed, as we know, what happened earlier this year? Who was that? Ahmaud Arbery.
Mm-hmm.
It's alleged that these members are possibly members of the Ku Klux Klan that killed them. Did you see them go after the entire organization of the Klan?
No.
But let little Ray, who's a blood, commit a crime. Now all the bloods, every last one of the bloods,
everybody gets contact.
everybody, and that right. Let this person who's a GD, as we all know, let them commit a crime. Now all GDs are bad because this one person did something.
Absolutely.
But if the Ku Klux Klan or the Aryan Brotherhood or whoever do something, that's him. He's on his own.
Yeah.
So why do y'all feel they're not accepting us to separate our bad seeds from ourselves? And I'm saying, even though I'm not affiliated in any organization, even you two on the phone, why do y'all feel?
Because we blood.
Of
Bam.
Course.
Bam.
That wasn't even a hard question because we're black, first and foremost. So as the time goes on today, we're gonna try to figure out ways to kind of fix that. Me and Kent have been going for days trying to think of unity plans. But we really need everybody else to get on this before we really go into detail about it. But it comes with us coming together. The problem that I see is that until us that are not a part of an organization backs our organization up, we're never going to stop what's happening to us. I sat back and I read, when I had my surgery a month ago, and while I was down, I read the crime bill of 1994. And it was long. It was over Bill Clinton really took his time to bring down the black race. He really did. And Joe Biden gave his 2 cents. But it's over 300 pages, and it's coming in. I probably got to 60 something. But explain to me why they kill us and we don't get the justice, because it's up to the officer's discretion. It explains to me why it's hard for us to get these inmates out of prison who have a wrongful conviction or enhanced sentence. It gives the judges and the prosecutions a lot of power. Right now I have checking in from Robert A. Dayton in Atlanta. I have the founder of FAIR, and he's also a member of Growth and Development. Is you're on live.
Good afternoon.
Did anybody else join the pod yet? I think somebody, I thought I heard it ring.
Hey, this is Johan. I'm here. I'm from Chicago.
Okay. So Johan, tell us a little bit about, I know you're also a member of Growth and Development. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about what y'all got going on in Chicago.
So I appreciate it. I appreciate the platform. I appreciate what you're doing. You asked a couple questions. Klansmen are is simply because we black, right? And the thing is that it's the same reason why, old black ladies who ain't a member of no organization don't get treated like old white ladies. And so, but then once you add the street organization component or the gang component, then it gives broader excuse and blanket. So at that point, even if black folks see an old black woman getting mishandled, black folks protest. When black folks see a young black man getting mishandled and they have put gang related or gang affiliation in it, then a lot of black folks will also kind of turn a blind eye too, because they made even us, even our people, associate any affiliation with criminality, and then that means that fuck them, right? And so the thing is, our first mission, in my humble opinion, our first mission is to get more of our people to side with our people. Is to get more of our people unbrainwashed, realizing that look, and you're not gonna be a young black male in America between a certain age and not have an affiliation with a street organization. You are thus criminalized just by your birthright. You were born in a neighborhood, you were born in a socioeconomic condition, and so now you are you live a criminal. That's how it works. For most of us, you come up in a neighborhood, you come up in a neighborhood you're born in, to the parents you're born to. And for survival, it is quite often damn near mandatory to affiliate with the organization in that community, in that neighborhood.
Exactly.
And therefore, and by nature of that affiliation, you're not criminalized even in the eyes of your own people. So we got to put it like most of the black folk issues, we got a twofold situation. We got to deal with the fight with the fight from the outside. So while we are trying to combat policy, while we trying to knock down these laws and that criminalize us and neglect us and treat us inequitably, unfairly, we also got to work on our own communities to let grandma and auntie and grandpa and auntie know, look, man, we just live here, man. Most members have never committed crimes in their lives.
Exactly.
Now, the third piece, I don't want to take up too much time, the third piece is that we got, as members of our organization, especially in a time like this, we have to do something about the members of our organizations who is not involved yet, too. And some that is offering assistance, advice, mentorship, employment, but you got a lot of brothers who unfortunately younger, they wilder, they got less to live for, they got more going on with their lives than we had, and they ain't seen the light, they ain't seen the other side yet. They thinking about survival, it's in my life but death, they're not thinking about wrong or right. And so it's up to us to, we got a lot of work to do there, because as long as that's out there, that's what's going to get focused on, and that's what the people going to see. And so it's actually a threefold problem at minimum.
Exactly. And I'm glad you brought that up. So I was supposed to have a member of the Rolling 60s out of California call in. And today at the very last minute, they had to cancel. And it's based on what you just said. Crips stands for Community Revolution in Progress. And the OGs in the Crip community are trying to live by those standards. Some of them, back in the 90s when we were young, they were involved in a lot of goofy and foolishness themselves, and then they had to go to prison and sit down, and the old heads mentored them back, got them back into their conscious right mind, and got them back to, if you're going to stand Crip and claim Crip, you need to get back to what Crip initially was formed for. But they sent a brother out on a peaceful mission to kind of unify an out-of-state organization of Crips, and he never came back. and they found out that he had been murdered. So we got into a discussion on that, and they're like, you're talking of us unifying outside of these organizations and unifying with these organizations, but we can't even unify within our organization. You have all these different sects, and a lot of time, he said, the beefs be this person against this person, but they make it Crip on Crip or blood on blood or whoever. But in reality, it's this person and this person. And they're doing their best to control the nature of it and get them to unify so that they can move forward as an organization. Are you still with me? Okay, do you want to tap in on that?
Well, again, I extend my salutation to everybody online, and I appreciate everybody, taking time out, especially on days like this to, put their input out there and to, try to get our community organized and try to get us, stop self-destructing, you know what I mean? But, we have that problem all over the place, you know what I mean? It's in every particular organization, on the planet, religiously or what have you. You're always going to have some individuals who don't want to get right. And there's those individuals that don't want to get right are going to, try to stop those individuals trying to do the right thing. They're going to try to throw a monkey in the wrench. And so, we have that reactionary, or what we like to call open development kind of renegades. You don't have renegades who just want to do what they want to do, but unfortunately, the way this system is set up, they don't view all of us, you know what I'm saying, differently. They put us all in one lump. So when it's time for the system to exercise certain laws against us, they just lump us in one group. And if you want to take down a righteous leader, they say, well, you GD, and you know this person, so we'll reach out with the RICO, we got y'all on the phone together, we know what you know, and so we're going to use that to bring you down. Knowing that person don't have anything to do with the criminality that's taking place.
Right.
And so we see those type of things take place with this system. And so we have to, as conscious men and women, whether we're leaders or not, we have to start taking stances and let individuals know that that's not what we stand for. The people that are doing that, they're not a part of this particular organization or that particular organization. They are in fact renegades. They need to change their name out, whatever it is they need to do, but they don't represent open development or whatever the case may be. But our silence on these issues, it comes back to bite us in the end. So we got work to do. We got a lot of house cleaning to do.
Anybody else online? I can't see who's online on my phone. Did anybody else join the conversation? Okay. Are y'all still with me?
If you got a second,
Yeah, this brother Kent right here, I wanted to kind of not piggyback, so kind of draw from what the brother was saying. Originally, I'm born and raised on the west side of Chicago. Brought me in spoke on us. Ended up moving to the state of Mississippi. Catching an armed robbery charge, and they gave me 30 mandatory years on an armed robbery charge. As I made it to inside, well, time I was 20 years old. I was young, wild, eager, put in work, and so forth and so forth. As time progressed, I rose up the ranks and did many good things as well as did many bad things. All right. Now, earlier this year, where it started, I'm not sure if any of y'all are tuned with what took place, but December 29th of last year, the anniversary is coming up. Probably maybe the most serious gang war ever took place inside the prison walls, if you know what I'm saying. Took place in Mississippi called the correction. If it was one big enough thing, I would report my life, But this was real serious gang war that took off. I'm talking about, and the first person that was killed was the Development named Terrence Dobbs, which is my cousin. All right, 2 days later, January 2nd, 3-4 days later, January 2nd, my baby brother was killed. He was an IG. All right, at the time, I was retired. From hustle, but stepped down to become Muslim and had start organizing the Muslim community inside the walls. So inside that Muslim community, we got many G's, we got many Lords, we got many Crips, Bloods, all kinds of different ways up in there. And my whole thing was always unifying the multitude. All right, now, when that situation took place, I'm talking about 5 guys was killed within I'm talking about 5 guys was killed in I'm talking about a course of 8 days. And I'm not talking about just, a lot of people are talking about just partial. I'm not just talking about partial. This was something that sprouted all over the state of Mississippi. And it was serious. And because of that, there was a lot of guys that reached out to me to assist. And this is the reason why I want to speak behind the young man that finished speaking. Okay. At that particular time, there was many people that was trying. There was some people that cared about what was going on. There was a lot of people that was, calling themselves activists that was on cloud chasing and different things of that nature. But to me personally, I had lost my cousin and my brother within the course of 2, 3, 4 days. You sure what I'm saying? Not to mention all the little ones that I had ended up losing in the midst of all of this confusion because we started where I was at. Where I was at. On my particular job is where we started. Okay. So when people contacted me because I'm in an uproar, I'm in a rage. But I'm not in a rage for revenge, but I'm in a rage to stop this from ever happening. You see what I'm saying? And it was many people that was reaching out. What can we do? How can we do this? How can we do that? What's going on? And I'm going to tell you, if any of y'all ever knew, if any of y'all paying attention, knew anything about what was going on, like earlier this year, they was making sure, it's the living condition this, and it's the living condition that. When it's feeding this, and the population is growing, and it's overcrowded this and it's overcrowded that. And I'm saying like this, this is what I used to tell people. I don't care if they put marble phones at every cell. I don't care if they put gold-plated bars on each one of those cell doors. I don't care if they bring up steak, lobster, and shrimp every meal. Until those guys that's claiming those organizations change the way that they think and change the way that they behave, ain't nothing gonna change. You see what I'm saying? Okay, now my next thing is in the midst of that, outside the party leaders united in solidarity, the whole purpose of that was to do exactly what we're doing on this call right here. You see what I'm saying? And my views on it being a black or white issue is diverse from many different people's views. A lot of times I keep them to myself, but my view is a lot of people say it's because we're black. And I don't just feel at times that it's because we're black. Because I know when I was out there in the streets and I was robbing, I wasn't going to a place where they were going to give me a hard time to get that money. I was going to a place where I could get that money the easiest way. Well, I'm scared your ass. I'm going to scare your ass if you don't get that money up. I ain't trying to go nobody that's going to put up a fight for that money. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes down to the United States of America, I don't see it being a black and white thing. I see it as the black people won't open their eyes to what's really going on, so it makes them easy. You see what I'm saying? It's not the point about I don't like their skin complexion. That's like all their ass up. No, it's the fact that they're ignorant. They're blind. They're not listening. So therefore, they're easy for the picking. You see what I'm saying? So just like in Africa, when it first started jumping off, you know, it wasn't that they just went over there. You know, because when all the people came over here on the slave show, on the ships and stuff, Crips, all the different people, they had Indians already here. Why they didn't take them Indians? Because the Indians were going to fight back. You see what I'm saying? Even though the Indians were against each other within the tribes was going to unify and go against them white people. You see what I'm saying? Whereas guess what the black people did? They started slaving one another for tobacco, for seasoning, and all this other different stuff. So they made it easy for the picking. You see what I'm saying? So what we have to do with black people is, in my opinion, is to stop blaming the white man for what we got doing and pop the hell out of our black brothers and say, wake your ass up, man. Wake up. You know
And that's easier said than done. That is easier said than done, because, you know, when the brothers that, one moment, I think, before we get going too far, Chief Kamar, you just joined the line, didn't you? Okay, he texted me and said he was joining. I'm fine. Just give 1 second. We're gonna break so he can get, you know, do the break. We're trying to get it recorded, so we're gonna do a quick break and start it back up for part 2. Okay. So just give us like 1 minute. We're trying to make sure that when people go back to view this, that they don't get lost because it's 3 hours long. So we're breaking it down by the